2001's Planet of the Apes follows boring astronaut action white man shot into a different time where he's confronted by a planet of sets, Tim Burton's friends, and an uninteresting plot.
What? No.
Pop Tot, this was your pick. What did you think of Tim Burton's Planet of the Apes?
Wow. Okay. Yeah.
Do you have a towel?
This movie hurt.
It did. In a very interesting way.
I didn't understand some of it. One of the things I absolutely liked about this movie, the makeup was just above par.
Yeah,
it was amazing makeup. Having Tim Roth as Stade.
Yeah.
And he did a wonderful job. Helen Bonham Carter as Ari. They did an amazing job. Paul Giamatti as the orangutan guy. I mean, he stole every scene he was in.
All right, kids. Who wants to buy some aspirin?
Tim Burton and Danny Elfman. And their score is always just
really good.
On par.
Really good. Yep.
Mark Walhberg was very flat in this role.
He's terrible. He's so awful.
Come on. This is the day you've waited for. This is the day you get to stand up to the apes. Let's go!
But he wasn't a likable character.
No, not at all.
Understand? Home.
He's a pilot training apes. Sorry.
Apes. Monkeys are further down the evolutionary ladder.
He's training apes to fly his ships so they could go and check out phenomenon or something.
I think so. Anomalies or something. Yeah.
Right. Anomalies or something. And
then he gets thrown into a different timeline.
He goes after he gets into an alternate universe or different timeline.
Not entirely certain if it's a different planet, but then the apes are ruling the planet. But then there's also people there, but I don't understand how the humans were there. And I don't know if they were actually like Earth's humans. I might have missed something because I was so goddamn bored by this movie.
One of the glaring negatives of this movie is the plot line surmises that he goes back in time or into an alternate universe, and within the course of 36 hours basically changes the dynamics of the world.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
He's literally there for a day and a half, and he gets a chimpanzee woman and a human woman to fall in love with him.
And kisses both.
And the chimp that he went to go save shows up ending, and
he's the god of their people.
He thinks he's the god, but it wasn't, because it was actually Thade's ancestor that led a rebellion against the humans.
Yeah, and then
they didn't explain, like, did they kill all the humans, or are these ancestors of the humans?
You and I have only seen this movie once before. I remember watching it, and I don't remember a lot of the movie, minus the absolutely insulting twist ending that to this day does not make any sense.
What? No.
I cannot.
I don't understand it. I don't understand it.
Much
I don't understand
research as possible, and everybody says that there's another alternate ending, but everything leads to him standing on the steps of the Lincoln Memorial, and it's not Lincoln, it's Thade.
It doesn't make any sense.
But they dressed up as
Lincoln. But I'm like, okay, because
it's modern day Washington D.C., but instead of humans, it's chimps.
But it doesn't make sense because apparently I read somewhere that somehow Thade got to his escape capsule, and that's how he was able to somehow beat Mark Wahlberg there, because he's so smart and he's so, like, ambitious, which was shown off in the movie, whatever.
Declare martial law. Give me absolute power.
But then I'm like, why would the Washington Monument be there? Why would Lincoln's Monument be there? Why would it not look like just the world they left? It doesn't make sense. And even some of the cast was like, I don't understand the ending. And I do not get it. It was clearly left open to do a sequel, which thank God it wasn't.
What? No.
I do not understand it. And I was like, okay, I'm 20 years older since I had last seen the movie. Maybe there's something I'll get. It's so stupid.
I hate this place.
The creators, including Tim Burton, basically do the shtick of it's open to interpretation.
Yeah, it's a cop-out, at least in what they're doing, because it's not open to interpretation at all. It's dumb. It was planned on being a sequel. It's not like Inception, at least where it makes sense in the character.
It literally leaves off with Mark Wahlberg's pilot being arrested on the steps of the now ruined Lincoln
by monkey cops, and there's like monkey reporters.
And there's a kid taking a picture, and it's like, And it just shows, it literally fades out with him just looking at the camera, and that's it.
It would be one thing if the ending was an insulting mess. It's something like an M. Night Shyamalan movie where you just don't gel with it. But the problem with me for this movie is there's so many scenes where it's characters going to a clear as day set and just being boring. Tim Burton is a very stylistic director. You either like his style or you don't. Sometimes it works, like Batman. Sometimes it doesn't, with Dumbo or whatever. It just comes off flat and boring. And Mark Wahlberg is so flat. He's got all these, hoorah scenes.
Come on. This is the day you've waited for.
I have to leave now.
They are so bad, and it just does not work at all. I am not engaged at all.
He's just not really a likable character.
No, not at all.
Home.
The thing is there is some good parts. Like, Tim Roth is incredible.
When you find them, kill them all. Except for the troublemaker.
Incredible.
You have no idea it's Tim Roth. You cannot tell me it is a British guy.
They said he studied really hard and got into an incredible shape to have his body kind of move around as a chimpanzee. They go
all out with the makeup, but also how the Apes actors. There's a lot of little, I want to call them ape Easter eggs, where they'll go and knock on the door and the ape's hanging from the tree or whatever, or the way they're doing stuff. And Michael Clark Duncan has a formidable presence in this movie. Matt Reeves' movies that have come out, I'm not sure if you've seen the new trilogy at all. It's so good. And then you watch this and it's none of it works at all.
I have not seen the last two.
They're really good.
I've not seen War or Kingdom.
Yeah, they're really good.
And not for the lack of want to, I just haven't, but...
War has already begun.
This movie really kind of set me back on Planet of the Apes.
Hey, no harm done.
Being a kid that used to watch Planet of the Apes on, reruns on Sundays, and they'd show all the movies. And I think there was even a 2-season run of some sort of Planet of the Apes TV show.
Yeah.
That I remember as a kid.
Will you stay? Please.
I'll stay.
I loved them. And there was snippets of those in here, including Charlton Heston playing Tim Roth's dad.
Yep.
Kalimba holds the secret to our true beginnings. Damn them.
God damn you all to hell!
And then there was "Get your damn hands off me."
Michael Clark Duncan's character says.
Michael Clark Duncan says.
Take your stinking hands off me, you damn dirty human!
David Warner in there. He was the senator, which is cool because he's done a lot of stuff, but most notably Star Trek and stuff. And then Hiroyuki Tagawa was the Kroll, and he's a very formidable Japanese actor. He's done a ton of stuff like Mortal Kombat and all that. And apparently they were filming it without a completed script, and it's it's pretty clear to me because there's just scenes that don't work.
The movie made money.
Yeah, it did.
It made money. It only made our list because it didn't do well in the ratings.
And it's been bashed to hell. Yeah,
it did make pretty good money, and it was marketed well. I think Burger King had a marketing.
Yeah, and there was toys and stuff over it too.
Toys and you name it. Yeah, it was marketed extremely well.
He has a way with females.
It just doesn't work. It's boring. It just there's no momentum to it and all that. And it's fascinating because the Planet of the Apes property is a moneymaker. I mean, the latest Planet of the Apes movie is out, and that one's doing really well. The Matt Reeves films were all massive successes. It's heralded as one of the greatest trilogies of all time, which is insane to think about. But this one clearly was supposed to be a franchise, just failed horribly.
Must you be so difficult?
I did a lot of research. I watched a lot of videos trying to figure out the twist ending. And the one creator, and this is someone quoted, was, "The ending can also be seen as a twist designed to surprise and provoke thought among the audience. It subverts expectations by presenting a world that mirrors the ape-dominated planet Davidson had escaped, leading viewers to question the nature of reality and the consequences of human actions."
Oh my god.
What? No.
That is the word salad
Yep.
of the day. That's
Yeah.
just crazy.
It's just a bunch of, look how smart I am.
Instead of up and down, the person will be able to you'll see a lot more subtlety. And
As usual on Lost and Found, we rate things on Lost, you leave it to the streaming black hole and completely forget about it, or Found, you go out and seek it out on a nice weekend watch. Pop Tot, where are we putting 2001's Planet of the Apes?
And now it is time for you to lead.
I would escape from the Planet of the Apes.
Yeah, it's terrible. Lost, for sure. It's garbage. It's awful.
Doesn't he ever stop?
It's not like stealth worthy of making me want to punch the screen,
I gotta go pee-pee.
but it's not.
It's boring.
If you untie my hands,
What do you want? In the time before time.
It's boring. There's just so
boring.
many issues. We didn't even talk about the ship. He finds out that his ship is Kalama, and it actually stood for Caution Live Animals.
Stupid.
And somehow the entrance to the ship's
is a blast
thing was
shield.
also the engine,
Yep.
and the reactor
It's a-
still had working everything. Like after 1,000 years,
After 1,000 years,
electronics
it's
still
so
work.
stupid.
It's so just not
And
good.
at least Stealth had a few parts where it's funny unintentionally or makes you laugh or whatever. This is just boring.
I gotta go pee-pee.
The makeup is cool. The cast is immense and there's a ton of talent. It just falls flat with a script that has them not doing anything, and the big epic battle is so bland. It's shot terrible. It's so dusty. Ugh.
You know how to fix this movie in one simple step. You take Mark Wahlberg out of it,
Yep.
and you make it a battle about Thade kicking the one general out,
Yep, cool.
and making the other general, and it's all just about the apes, kind of like what Kingdom
Yep.
basically is about right now.
Yeah, and that's, I mean, clearly the lesson learned on that part, because it's just not good. And they tried to do a sequel, but it didn't happen, thankfully.
I'll have to make it up on volume.
As usual, thank you guys so much for watching. Thanks for all your support. Be sure to send us your recommendations. We always appreciate them. Make sure you share it with your grandmother. I'm sure she would love to hear our thoughts about Tim Burton's 2001 Planet of the Apes. And we'll see you guys on the next one.
Thanks, guys.
To each his own. Oh, something like that, right?